What's up, math fans? I suggest you watch this video without taking notes. Then copy the questions down and try to do them on your own. That will see if you actually really learned it or you just watched it. It's two different things. I really like you to learn this stuff. So here's a couple more problems that might, wink wink, be on your midterm. Some stuff you know, some stuff you've seen, and some stuff that you haven't seen, but we're going to use what we already know to figure it out. Again, a lot of tests are new. It looks new, but it's based on what you already know. You just got to utilize that information. So check this out. This says subtract this trinomial from that trinomial. And if you're not reading the question, you're going to write this, and then you're going to say, oh, I saw a subtract. So you're going to put a minus sign, and then that. And you're going to start to subtract right away. But think about what the English is saying. Subtract something from something else. So what if I said, I'm going to give you $10, and I'm going to take $3 from you? What does that mean? I'm taking $3 from your 10. I'll even write the word take here. I'm taking $3 from your 10. If I'm taking $3 from you, that means you really started with 10, and then you subtracted 3, and you got 7. So when you see the word from, that number actually goes first in the subtraction problem. Let's say I wanted you to subtract 8 from 10. Okay, if the question says subtract 8 from 10, what does that mean? Does it mean 8 minus 10 straight up? No, think about what they're asking. You're taking 8 from 10, so that's really 10 minus 8, which is 2. If it said subtract 10 from 8, you'd reverse it and you would get -2. So be careful on the wording. When you see the word from, that number actually goes first. And we're going to use that to figure out this. So, let's clear some space here. Subtract this from that. That means that this actually goes first. So I'm going to write x squared minus 7xy plus 2 minus, and I'll even put it in parentheses to show you that first term stays the same, minus 2x squared plus 3xy minus 6. And I learned a rule. I want to combine like terms, but my rule is I first have to do keep, change, opposite, or stay, change, change, or keep, change, change, however you learned it in school. Keep the whole first trinomial, I keep the same, don't touch it at all. Change this, I'll even use pink here, change this minus sign to a plus sign, and then I'm going to change every single term inside. For some reason, people like to skip this first term, like it's not there. It's there, it's a 2, we're going to make it a -2. Alright, this plus 3 makes it a -3, and that minus 6 becomes a plus 6. Now I can combine like terms. If I had more space, I would have rewritten the entire thing so it's super clear. But I have colors, so I'm doing it. On a test, I would rewrite it again. Don't be lazy, you have time. X squared, does it have a like term? Like term, yes. Plus -2x squared. Don't know what it is? Type in the calculator just the coefficients. Don't try to put the variables. The calculator doesn't know what x is, it gets confused. 1 plus -2 is -1. Okay? X squared stays the same. Do not change the exponents. There's a reason why we call them like terms. So we got -1x squared. Now let's go to -7xy plus -3xy. That's, so again, just the coefficients. -7 plus -3, that's going to give you -10xy. And then I got a 2 and plus a +6. 2 plus 6, hopefully you don't need a calculator, is +8, and there is your trinomial answer. So when you see the word subtract something from something, you put that second term first, you keep, change, change, and you got yourself an answer. Let's look at this. This looks easy, but I'm going to make it a little hard. Think about this as, let's say, a pool. I have a pool, it's 4 feet by 3 feet. But I want to put a nice border around it, and I need the border to be the same space on this side and this side. So here's my border. Now I bordered the pool, and I added a distance going this way, and I also added a distance going that way, and I also added a distance going this way, and I also added a distance going this way. So basically, I added the same distance on the right, on the left, up and down. What distance? I don't know. I'm going to call it x. I added x going that way, I added x going this way, I added x going up, and I added x going down. So the old length was 4. What's the new length? Well, from here to here is 4. So from here to here is still 4. So that's x plus 4 plus x. What's the new length? 2x plus 4. All right, now from here to here is 3, okay? From here to here is 3. So from here to here is 3. So what's the new width? X plus x is 2x plus 3. So that's 2x plus 3. Ooh, something familiar. Then they might say, well, find the new area. Find the area of the whole entire new rectangle. So that's easy enough. That's going to be first, outer, inner, last. 2x times 2x is 4x squared, 2x times 3 is 6x, 4 times 2x is 8x, and 4 times 3 is 12. Combine like terms, 6 plus 8, so that's 4x squared plus 14x plus 12. That is my new area. Alright, so it looks crazy at first, it's really not. You add x one way, you add x another way, that's adding 2x. You add x one way, you add x another way, that's also adding 2x. That's why they both say 2x here. Okay, there's my new area. Then they might get even more crazy and say, well, let's now subtract out the original pool rectangle. So then I would subtract 12 at the end, cancel out the 12s, and then this is just the area of the border alone. But I'm not going to get that crazy. Alright. Last one. Ever seen this before? No. Ever seen that before? Maybe. Ever seen this one before? Looks familiar. Think about this. When I taught it, I have a video out, but they're both plus signs. So think about if they were both plus signs, what would you do? Let's write that down, actually. So I'm going to write x squared plus 5x plus 6. If they're both plus signs and I ask you to factor, because what else do you know how to do except factor? So I'm going to factor it. You should by now know that there's an x and an x in each parenthesis. I need factors of 6 that add up to 5, because 5 is my sum and 6 is my product. Well, that's positive 3 and positive 2. 3 times 2 is 6, 3 plus 2 is 5. So it works. That's it. That's all you got to do. So you're doing the same thing here, except that's a minus sign. So you got to plan ahead. If I want to get a positive 6 multiplying, but a negative 5 adding, then if this was a minus sign, that means these both have to be minus signs. That's it. Don't believe me? Do FOIL and see what happens. Eventually you'll get to negative 3 plus negative 2 is negative 5. Negative 3 times negative 2, positive 6. So there, just at the bottom. Oops, sorry. Let's get that cleaned up. That's x minus 3, x minus 2. Now the top, ooh, scary, no number there. What do? There's a 1 there, but this time the 6 is negative. So if you don't believe me, I'm going to ask you to FOIL it out on your own. But when you factor this, if you sit there long enough and keep trial and error, guess and check, you'll figure out you still need the x and the x, you still need the 3 and the 2, but because this is a negative, and this is also a negative, that means one has to be positive and one has to be negative. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. Negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1. So you like how I did that? So that's kind of new to you, but the concept is still the same as long as you're comfortable with the signs. So this is your final answer. But have you ever seen a number divided by itself cancel out? Yes, you have. Like 5 over 5 cancels out. 7 over 7, x over x, guess what? X minus 3 over x minus 3 cancels out. Final answer is x plus 2 over x minus 2, and that is the end of that. Alright? Use what you know to figure out something new. Good luck. Thanks for watching. See ya.